From your local election headquarters, this is Big Country Politics on KTAB.
All right, welcome back to Big Country Politics. We're coming at you from the law offices of Randy Wilson. Thank you for being on the show, first of all. How would you describe your practice, first of all? That way we give a...
Well, our firm handles primarily family law and criminal defense. I pretty well handle mostly criminal defense.
Mostly criminal defense. And kind of that's kind of what we're talking about today. I had a recent conversation, and somebody told me that there is a shortage of defense attorneys here in Abilene, Taylor County. Called you about it, and you said that's the case. But there are a few reasons why that you think, right?
Oh, I think so. I haven't done... I would assume the judges are talking about court-appointed. The court-appointed lawyers, number one, Taylor County doesn't pay enough to justify it. For instance, you do a misdemeanor plea here, you make $100 or $150, $115. You can handle one in Nolan County and they pay you $400. You got a jail call when in misdemeanor court.
And really explain what jail call is.
Well, that's where they bring people over. They'll bring anywhere from, I guess, one to however many that have been arrested since the last jail call, and they bring them over to plead them, and they pay a small amount per case. We have a lot of lawyers that their primary practice is court appointments. Now, I don't know what Judge Wheeler was talking about, but I'm assuming it's court appointments. A lot of your older lawyers, like me, have not taken court appointments in a long time, and the reason is that we were losing money. We've got a schedule here under the Senate Bill 7 where it required Taylor County, but we've never gotten a raise. I take it back. I think they've gotten one raise in past 10 years or more. The court-appointed lawyers here tell me that the amounts that are being paid, they're just barely breaking even.
Meanwhile, they can go to these neighboring counties.
That's right.
And do the same thing for more pay, like you mentioned over in Nolan County.
Tom Green County, Runnels County, Nolan County, Fisher County, Mitchell County, Jones County, and Shackelford County all pay more than Taylor does. And these are smaller counties.
These are smaller counties. That's what I was about to say.
That's right. They all pay better. For instance, my associate that works here with me, he practices in all those counties, and he won't take court appointments here because it costs him money.
As an attorney, you are able to decide where you want to be on that list to be a court-appointed attorney.
Years ago, when I took my name off the list, it was because I could not justify the amount of time that I was having to spend on the cases as opposed to how much they were paying. And, you know, I'd done it for, well, I've been practicing 49 years, and I'd done it for like 30 some odd. And a couple of the judges spoke to me about, at that time, about please don't get off the list. We need people with experience to try cases. I said, not interested. I'm not going to subsidize Taylor County anymore. And, pardon me, the interesting thing about it is the fact that these smaller counties pay better than Taylor County does.
That is interesting. I mean, you would think Taylor County bringing in more money than these smaller counties. I guess that's how it works.
I know lawyers here in Abilene who take court appointments in San Angelo and Ballinger, but don't take them in Taylor County. And they make better money at it. And, you know, in the practice of criminal defense, many times your client's in jail, and you have to go out and visit with them. You end up having to visit with family very often. You also have to, deal with court administrators, the judges, the district attorneys. You have to do all of that. And yet, you just get a standard fee for most of it.
Well, and there is, for people who are not hanging out at the courthouse, there are cases where you're seeing the judge several times. It's just not, wham bam, thank you ma'am. You're seeing the judge several times before this case is seen through till the end.
That's right. You have to show up for docket call. You have to, if your client's not in custody, you have to have your client there. One of the courts here only allows you 3 resets, and then he won't accept a plea bargain in the case. So, you've got to hump it to get it to that point. I think a lot of the problem is that the court-appointed lawyers in Abilene, it's very easy to get one. And one of the reasons is that we have such a large overpopulation in the jail, and when a person's locked up, they can't work and pay a lawyer. And I remember the days, and it's been a long time ago, but if you were out on bond, you didn't qualify for a court-appointed lawyer. Well, it's pretty easy to do that now.
And I want to get into more detail with you when we come back in just a few minutes on Big Country Politics. I want to get into that question, and also there's a little stigma or a title. I don't want to call it a title, but people think of court-appointed attorneys as not being, the best attorneys. But I want to ask you about that when we get back here on Big Country Politics.